Hi there, it's Hélène with another video. Thank you for joining me today. If you are curious about the title and the thumbnail of this video, I don't blame you. It's a little bit cryptic. I have been thinking about posting this video for some time, and I think that posting it around Remembrance Day ended up being the perfect time. Initially, I was thinking of starting what I'm about to do on November 1st, and LS started something she's calling a no-buy year on November 1st, and I decided to think about it some more and post when I was good and ready. So what am I talking about? I have watched a number of no-buy, low-buy, rethinking the household budget kind of makeup videos. One that was really marked my viewing habits was the new channel by Hannah Louise Poston. I will link both her channel and LS's channel down below. Here's the thing. Over the last 2 years, specifically since November 2016, I have discovered that I can now wear a full face of makeup. I will link that original video about that down below. If you are interested to hear more about how I have managed and changed my situation with my skin, that I have essentially eradicated my skin condition, I would be happy to do a longer video with a Q&A, whatever you like. Just leave me comments down below so that I can know. But essentially since November 2016, I have been on an acquisition. I'll call it a bit of a binge because I've been just so excited to be able to try new and different things, and the money situation is not one that is such that I have to limit what it is that I try. I limit because I don't like overpaying for things, but I haven't had to limit quantity and variety. As you can see from the palettes up above here, the lipsticks, the face palettes down here, I mean, I have no lack of ability to try different things. And I'm not much of a consumer to begin with, despite what you might think from what's behind. I'm actually not huge on buying a ton of things. I will sometimes end up focusing on a given category and go a little ham for a while, but there's been nothing quite so dramatic as my deep dive into cosmetic and skincare. And I think that the deep dive into cosmetics and skincare is in part because of the fact that there is a huge variety in those couple of categories, and that when it comes to cosmetics, if you're a creative person, you keep wondering, well, what could I do with this product, and what could I do with that product, and being really curious and wanting to be adventurous. So it is, in essence, for these products, a deep, bottomless pit. And not only that it's impossible to try and own everything. Even if you had all the money in the world, you wouldn't have the time to try everything. I think that a big part of the conundrum that I have is that I don't want to, and I feel like I'm on the cusp of it, I don't want to resent the volume of makeup I have, turning it into an overwhelm. And I also don't want to waste the makeup that I have. And I'm on the edge of not being able to use what I have. And I'm also on the edge of not appreciating what I have. So I want to hit the reset button. And so for me, doing it around a time that reminds us that there are bigger things in this world, that the things that matter the most are not tangible, they're ideas and they're feelings. And what I mean by around this time is around Remembrance Day. Thanksgiving is for Canada has gone by, for the US is coming up. I think it's a really good time of year to be reminded of what matters, and I'm going to couple that along with my desire to be reminded of the power of anticipation. When we don't get something right away and we plan for it and think about it, and I don't think lust over it is the right term, but we really have a deep desire for something. If or when we acquire it, it has a more prominent place in our lives, especially if it is tied to an event, if there's a story behind it, if there is a deep purpose to it. And when we're just buying the latest thing and seeing something and putting it in our cart and cashing out and going for the buy button, paying up right away, and we lose that very powerful part of consumption. And so I want it back. I want to apply my usual rules of consumption for all other aspects of my life back to skincare and cosmetics. So as you can tell by what I'm saying, I'm not after what would be considered a traditional no-buy. I'm more after chasing after really understanding my feelings about what it is that I have and how I use my products, and using what I have to fuel a better understanding of what's already in my collection, a deeper appreciation for what is in my collection, a deeper understanding of what it is that I really like and what I don't like and why. And also, I'm looking to curate a wish list and see how it evolves from what I think I want and why to what I think and want, to what I think I want and why the next time I revisit the wish list, and so on, to get a better understanding of how my mind works and how my tastes change over time. So what does all this mean? I want to move the whimsy of makeup and skincare from the purchasing whimsy to the use and discovery whimsy. And what I mean by that is I want the playtime not to be online filling up a cart. I want the playtime to be in discovering through products that I have and understanding new ways of using them. And I think I'm going to emerge from this pause, if you will, in consumption with a better understanding. No, a pause in spending, not consumption, because I intend to use my products, but I'm talking about a break from actually going through the selecting, the hunting, the selecting, the purchasing, and the receiving cycle, so that I can truly be materialistic in really deriving as much joy and appreciation as I can for from what I have, and spending all of that incredible amount of time that shopping takes, that shopping can consume in our lives, and apply that time to creating, both for myself when I'm playing with my stash on my own, and also what I can create for you online here on YouTube. So this is really my reset time. I'm not going to call it a year because I don't know how long it's going to last. I know it's going to be months. I don't know beyond that. And I am really curious to understand how that is going to change the way I spend my time and also the way I create content here on YouTube. People like rules, and I understand that that kind of helps frame what somebody is thinking about. And let's see what kind of rules I can say. Rule number 1. I don't want to play with things I don't already own. Rule number 2. I will bring something into my home that has to do with skincare or cosmetics if I have run out of something that is not replaceable with something else that I already have, or that I can forego, that I want to forego. I don't want to spend any time researching, investigating, pondering makeup beyond watching my fellow creators on YouTube. I want to invest the amount of time that I was spending shopping, acquiring, going to the post office, all of that time into other loves that I have. One of them I mentioned already, which is creating content and playing with my cosmetics and trying different skincare. And I also want to plunge back deeply into books. I have read a whole lot less this year because that time and attention has been displaced by this acquisition cycle. And yeah, I want to replace my creativity here in the videos that I produce for myself and of course for you. I want to displace things like haul videos because I think that acquiring and displaying what we have received is a really lazy kind of content creation. I want to push myself to create better content, both for myself and for you. And I'm curious to know what it is that I'm going to come up with. And if you have ideas for videos, of course, I'm all ears always. Please leave your comments down below. And if you think there's something I haven't touched on for what I just talked about, please leave me a comment. I would be very curious to hear your opinion. But other than that, I think I've pretty much covered it. Now, how am I going to measure this? Well, I'm starting today, which is November 12th, right after Remembrance Day, which again to me had a big impact on me, and it felt like today was the right day to do this. So time, obviously time is a good way to measure. So I guess this is day one. I think that my makeup and skincare spend is a good metric as well, along with, did I buy anything that is new to my collection, which would not be the intention as I stated before. Did I repurchase anything again from that one category of, hey, it's something that I ran out of and that I will replenish because it's just kind of a base item that I use. So yeah, time, money, and what that money was spent on, just because it tells you something. And I'm also going to track if I am doing browsing. I'm going to track the amount of time that I spend browsing. And I'm also going to count the number of books that I've read. And that is books I have to read cover to cover, or otherwise I don't count them. And maybe even time spent reading, I'm not sure. I think because I want to displace this time with the time I have been spending with reading or creating. I think I want to track the amount of time that I spend reading. And I think I want to track the amount of time that I play and use and discover more about what I have, and compare it and contrast it to when I'm spending time on doing things that I say I don't want, which would be acquiring or looking into acquiring something. So again, I want to reset my delayed gratification. I want to reset my ability for delayed gratification. I want to reset the wonderful feelings that come with delayed gratification. And I want to displace the buzz that comes with continuously looking for and acquiring things with the longer term benefits of purposeful living. And the purposeful living will be more on consuming and creating things that drive a deep satisfaction, and reading and being creative with my cosmetics will definitely do that. So I can definitely say that my content on this channel will change and evolve along those lines, and I'm very excited for it, because I think that if there's anything that I've understood so far is that YouTube is a great way to share and get ideas from others on how we can do fun, exciting, new and different things. So there you have it. I am hitting the reset button, and I'm looking forward to how I'm going to evolve in doing that. And you'll notice that I've pretty much kept money out of it because it's just not a motivator. And so a no buy, low buy year is just not a motivator. I think that displacing time, attention, and energy is going to be a lot more effective for me, and I'm really curious to see how it's all going to pan out. Thank you for your time and for listening to me ramble. I look forward to hearing what you have to say about what I'm starting to do. And if you have any thoughts, suggestions, objections, anything to holler out, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the content on this channel in general, please consider subscribing. That would be lovely. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.